And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Hazards weather graphic here showing wind chill advisories for the Arctic coast, central interior, along the Alaska Range. These are all wind chill advisories here. All of southern Kuskokwim Valley, Yukon Delta, Bristol Bay here, all under the influence of a wind chill advisory, including Nunivak Island and the northern Seward Peninsula there. And well, that's about it. That's for wind chills of 40 to 60 degrees below zero. And then there's a winter storm warning out for heavy snow there for the eastern North Gulf Coast areas. Prince William Sound, say from Valdez, all of the Copper River Basin for possible heavy snow starting later tomorrow and into Sunday, and a high wind watch out for the southern panhandle for late Sunday afternoon into Monday for possible wind gusts to 65 miles per hour. And then there's a winter storm warning out there for White Pass, Haines on up toward White Pass, Skagway, and those areas for heavy snow. Satellite imagery here showing first band of moisture pushing up across the northern panhandle today into the Yukon. Lower clouds spreading up into Prince William Sound, bringing some areas of light snow there into, especially from all around Whittier into Portage, all the way to Bird Point and Turnagain Arm had some light snow in the observations there. And also Delta Junction carrying light snow much of the day today. But just to the north there, very cold temperatures and mid-afternoon temperatures in the mid-minus 40s below zero from the Yukon Flats back into the Koyukuk Valley. Very cold all the way out into the Bering Sea. Strong winds, Pribilof Islands today, gusting over 50 miles an hour at both St. Paul and St. George, with temperatures continuing to drop into the teens there this afternoon. Otherwise, mostly dry for the Alaska Peninsula. Some light snow around Cold Bay and maybe a few snow showers for Adak. And rolling this through again, no big storms at all out here to the west. A little bit of moisture up there, well northwest of the Arctic coast there, or west-northwest, mostly around Wrangel Island. And just watching the northward progression here of this moisture, and another surge coming up there west of the Queen Charlotte's will continue the wet pattern here for the Panhandle right through the weekend. On the chart today, we've got low pressure out here over the Northeast Pacific or the southeastern Gulf of Alaska, with a warm front here spreading, again, snow over the northern Panhandle, rain from Juneau southward there, and areas of snow moving up across the southeast interior, as I mentioned, up north of the Alaska Range into Delta Junction, then tapering off over toward Eagle. And otherwise, dry conditions, cold temperatures with the gustiest winds here, western Alaska Range, down into Bristol Bay and the southwest coast, all the way out over the southeast Bering Sea and the Aleutians. A few snow showers along the Alaska Peninsula there, eastern Aleutian areas, but nothing very heavy at all. And the weak disturbance that we saw in the satellite, spreading some light snow today from Cape Lisburne up to about Point Lay. And for tonight, that pattern will continue up there, but don't look for any significant amounts at all. And don't look for much in the way of any significant wind either for there. Snow on the increase here over the southeast part of the state, and south to north flow continues to bring warm air northwards, looking at still snow north of Juneau up toward the Klondike Highway up to Skagway, rain to the south, and mixture there for Yakutat to the eastern North Gulf Coast areas, and then chance of snow all the way to the Chugach Mountains tonight, possibly into the Madanuska Valley, but amounts will be quite light there. And then for tomorrow, southeast interior stays under the clouds and snow threat here, especially down toward the North Gulf Coast. This trough keeping snow showers over the rain and snow showers, precipitation over the eastern North Gulf Coast, and all of the southeast coast. Look for at least at some point in the day on Saturday, there'll be precipitation falling just about across all of the Panhandle there, and none here for the western and central interior. And this trough brings some light snow to the eastern Arctic coast down into the eastern Brooks Range, but again, amounts very light. And we're watching this storm tracking southeastward here. That's traveling just south of the ice edge there, heading in toward the Pribilof Islands. That'll start to increase the snow and wind for St. Paul and St. George during the afternoon tomorrow. Otherwise, not much change here over the Aleutians. Areas of light snow at times there, with the cold air picking up moisture. Temperatures staying below freezing all across the Aleutian chain up to the Alaska Peninsula. And the outlook for Sunday, That low tracks southeastward here, crosses the eastern Aleutians with gusty winds and snow during the overnight hours Saturday night and into early Sunday. And by the afternoon, that'll be south of Unalaska Island there. So look for northeast winds and continued cold temperatures with numerous snow showers. Those end before you get up to the Bristol Bay coastline there. It stays clear and cold central and western part of the state, all the way down into northern Bristol Bay. Chance of snow showers Kodiak Island. Chance of snow showers for Adak and Atco with pretty light winds out there for Sunday. And chance of snow now northward all the way up to the eastern Brooks Range, at least on the southeastern slopes there, over the eastern interior, Copper River Basin, into the North Gulf Coast. And starting to make its move as this low tracks northward. Look for this snow to advance westward late Sunday night and into Monday across all of south central Alaska. Otherwise, periods of rain, possibly heavy at times. Look for the winds to increase on the south coast during the late afternoon on Sunday as this next system gets poised to pull up to the north and northwest. And for lows tonight, pretty mild there for the Panhandle, mid-30s in the north, otherwise mid-40s for the central and southern areas. Warmer for the Copper River Basin, 5 to 15 below, and again, anywhere from 50 to 60 below up over the central interior. Warmer to the west, but still well below zero all the way out to the coastline, down to around 10 for the Pribilof, 16 below St. Lawrence Island, in the 20s for the Aleutians, and 5 to 15 for the lows for the western Alaska Peninsula, otherwise 10 to 25 below for Bristol Bay, and 20 to 35 below for the Arctic coast. Highs tomorrow in the minus 20s and 30s over the interior, and below zero in the forecast here. South central Alaska, highs anywhere from 0 to 10 below zero, 6 above for Nome. I think it would be Nome, but it's Seward and Homer. Nome, 3 below the forecast high, 16 for Kodiak, and in the 40s for the southeast coast. It'll be followed by lows anywhere from 15 to 25 below for the Susitna Valley, Kenai Peninsula again, and 10 to 15 below for the Copper River Basin, 50s below zero in the central interior down into the Nikolai-McGrath area, 50 to 55 below. Otherwise, well below zero again right out to the southwest coast, lower teens for the Pribilofs, 20s again for the Aleutians, and mostly in the 40s for the southeast coast. Highs even warmer, lower 50s possible there, especially Prince of Wales Island, as that next storm comes in with warmer air and those increasing southeast winds, again, possibly gusting to 65 miles an hour in the late afternoon. And then into Monday, lower 40s now all the way up to Haines, mid 40s for Yakutat, 21 for Valdez, otherwise well below zero for the remainder of the state.